Hello once again YouTube, Chris the Nightbringer here, bringing you some StarMade showcases, and this is a new series that I am starting with this video right now. I have just finished my StarMade station reviews, and those were for the stations that were submitted about a year ago for the station contest, and now that that's out of the way, I want to move on to actual showcases, where I showcase all sorts of spaceships, all sorts of space stations, built by all sorts of builders on the community content section of the forums, the StarMade doc. If you've submitted a spaceship there and it has caught my eye, I will eventually be getting to it in this series. This series is hopefully going to be posted as often as I can get it posted, and that means just about every other day, if not every day, we'll have one of these videos going on my channel. And that's okay, because I have so many ships to go through that I probably have enough to do one ship a day for a quarter or more of the year. It's quite ridiculous how much I've already discovered, and it's going to take a long time to get through it all. Hopefully we, cover most bases, find a massive number of new builders that don't really have a lot of exposure, and I'll be showcasing them here on these videos. Builders that frankly don't have the exposure, such as Raven or Delmont or Saber or Skylord Luke. We will showcase some of their builds as well, but I'm probably going to be harsher on them when it comes to my little critique at the end. Now, I don't want to critique too heavily. In my station reviews, I critiqued quite a bit, and I gave them a rating, and I think that was a little bit harsher because those stations were going into the game or had the chance to go into the game. Of course, it's been a long time since that was all done, and I don't know, it felt a little weird doing that to the builders. So instead, I'm just going to simplify it down to what I think is the best aspect of a build and what could be most improved on a build. I'm going to scale that opinion with the builder's capabilities that are present in the build. I'm not expecting everybody to be perfect, and even the best builders are not perfect. So hopefully it's less of a critique and more of a showcase, which is what it's all about. Now, I have a massive alphabetical list, and at the top of that list is Aceface, and here is his replica Sidewinder from Elite Dangerous. So as you can see, quite a nice shape. It's got a little bit of a lumpy hull, I will admit, but that's okay. You can still see the definitive shape of the Sidewinder in this, which is really nice. And he's got quite a number of neat details that he's thrown in, such as these large vents over here, which I'm quite fond of. He's also got like these hook things, and it's been a while since I've played Elite Dangerous, so my knowledge of the details of these ships is a little sparse, to say the least. But I believe these are like some sort of hooks that like a crane can grapple onto and move the ship around. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know what else that would be. They also have the little thrusters, the maneuvering thrusters on the ship itself, which is a really nice touch, and I like that. That's something you don't see often on a lot of ships, although it's technically a necessity for space travel, and depending on how realistic you're going with things. Elite Dangerous likes to credit itself with being a very realistic space sim, so I guess that's fitting. And of course there's vents and hazard stripes and all that sort of stuff all over the hull. We've got a lot of metal grills here. Got some nice striping as well. I'm not even sure what the color of the Sidewinder is. And actually the picture that he showed on his download page sort of looks like that, so maybe it is in fact white and red. I have no idea. It's been so long since I played Elite Dangerous. There is of course a docking module for your landing pads, which is quite nice. And I believe that is the door right there. We've got even more vents. The entire thing is made out of advanced hull, or advanced armor. And I definitely think, in my opinion, that you can get a little bit more out of the detailing on the structure by using more than just advanced hull, because a lot of players use it because it's, the sturdiest hull, gives you the most protection. But if you're going for the aesthetic build, you can definitely get some additional detail and subtle details out of using the other hull types, even if it's in the same color. Here are some of the engines, or all of the engines, I suppose. Now, I'm not sure if these reddish parts are actual engines or if they're just heat sinks, but they are hot. When you look at those in-game and you look at screenshots, those things look hot. You do not want to go near them. They're glowing red hot. Glowing white hot in some cases. So overall, exterior, pretty awesome, and it's a pretty good size. I think it's like it looks like it's twice as big as the actual Sidewinder. I can't imagine the cockpit that we're about to see is as large as it's supposed to be. I have just bumped into the ship, so let me get close and get into the door. And we have the interior here. I don't see a gravity module, and we've got some lights on the floor. Got the core here, got the Bobby AI, so this can actually be turned into a drone. I did not realize that when I checked this out earlier. Query box, I'm assuming this is for all of the inventory that you will get from the mining laser, which is present on this build. I have taken a look at the build beforehand, and I will do so from here on out with all future builds, just to make sure that I'm not missing anything prominent. It'll be a quick look over, so I may still miss something, but I'm hoping that by looking at the ship real quick before I actually showcase it, that I don't miss things. And then we have back here, another door, I suppose, and these lead down into the turret hardpoints, which you can see right here. These things extend, and I'll showcase that when I actually get into the cockpit. It looks like we have our 3 jump drives and something else right there. That might be the scanner computer. There's a lot of empty space back here, and I do think that maybe this could all be filled in. I'm not entirely sure. It looks like these cargo storages are supposed to be tied to that. I'm not sure. We'll find out when I activate that. Let's get out of here and jump into the core. With that, you'll be able to see the stats in the lower left corner. I've upped the font size so that you guys can see the stats there in all their glory, and of course take one last spin around the ship, and then jump into the 2 cameras that are present, and there's quite a number of buttons here, as we can see. We have hardpoints. If we activate this, the doors on the exterior open up, and these mining lasers and missile launchers extend out. And that's exactly how it works in Elite Dangerous, although they don't exactly look like waffle guns, but that's okay. We have limitations with how we have to design our weapons, of course, if we want them to be effective in StarMade. Now, I'm positive that the missile battery is not firing or working currently. If there are weapons present on a ship, I will spawn in a few enemies. Not actual enemies, they're just going to be static targets for me to shoot at. I'll probably get in a few assaults. Of course, as, time goes on and additions are made to the game that I may or may not know about, there will be other things to shoot at in the future, and we'll try that with some other builds, and of course, that'll be fun when we get that. But unfortunately, this missile battery does not seem to be working. However, the mining laser does seem to be working, and you can see it's got quite a long range, although that may just be my own personal settings, I don't know. And then we have headlights, which turn on these lights in the front, which is a pretty neat touch. And of course, that is a feature of the ships in the Elite Dangerous game. We have 3 jump drives present, and you can see this has got a pretty decent charge rate. It seems pretty average from what I've seen. We also have a scanner computer, which when activated actually takes quite a while to recharge. So, I mean, maybe it's average, but it seems to take a little bit longer. And then we have 2 other jump drives, and the docking module and a radar jammer present on the ship. Pretty solid. Now, real quick, let me just check. Okay, so those storages back here are not connected to this. And I thought this entire area was given this much space so that these storages could rise with the mining laser, but I guess that is not the case. So, overall, fantastic replica. I think it captures the feel of the Sidewinder quite well. It's definitely got the same shape, and it probably has a lot of the same details, although I'm not familiar enough with the game and the current state to give you a fair judgment as to the accuracy of the build. Nonetheless, fantastic work by aceface. I think the detailing on the hull is probably the best aspect of this. It's got all the little things that the actual Sidewinder does, like these maneuvering thrusters. It's got the same colored engines and the vents on the side. He's even got the hardpoint mechanics down as well with the rails that are now in StarMade, of course. And I think the part that he could most improve upon is probably filling with the rest of the interior with more systems and potentially giving the interior detailing a little bit more love, because right now it's a bit bare, and I think that could definitely be improved. But other than that, good job. Fantastic stuff. Let's cover these hardpoints up. Anyway, so we're going to move on alphabetically through the list for showcases. We're going to hit as many people as I can. Some builders will have older, very old ships that I will be reviewing, and I'm talking like upwards of a year or more that are that they've been sitting there on the forums, waiting for me to download them. So there will be a download link in the description for this ship, and I highly encourage you to download it, play with it yourself if you're interested, and definitely give it a like, rating, review it on the forums, because not enough of that happens to begin with. So thank you for watching, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you all next time.